Titus Zanm,
Yeah.
this government of Samuel Oton, clearly, in your own description, it has failed.
Yeah.
What kept you with a failed government for over 3 years? Couldn't you have resigned for the interest of your people?
I was inside a moving vehicle that was being badly driven. If I jumped out, I would have my legs broken. I wanted the car to stop and I would safely come out. And had the opportunity to come out. And I came out. I couldn't have jumped out of a moving vehicle. That is why I'm not looking back.
Okay, the issue of salaries. The issues of salaries, non-payment of salaries. It has become an issue in Benue State. I think the local government, which you oversaw at the period you were there with him, is owned about 11 months, if I'm correct.
10 months.
10 months.
The last time I checked.
Okay, 10 months, if I'm correct. Comparing the allocation that comes in and the inability of the government to pay the salaries, would you say the inability of the government to pay salary was correct?
Listen, leadership is about taking responsibilities
and
solving problems. Listen
that
now.
Came in.
Look, leadership is about solving problems. It's not about giving excuses. That is why, apart from the federal allocation that comes from Abuja, state governments are supposed to generate internal revenue. You ask me to justify the non-payment of salary by Governor Samuel Oton in view of what comes from Abuja. And I'm telling you that even if what came from Abuja was not enough.
Was it enough or was it not enough?
At some point it was enough.
But at some point it was not enough.
Yes. And that's where leadership comes in. Leadership comes in when there are gaps. You understand? A time was when this country had an economic recession that affected every tier of governance, including salary payments and stuff like that. But states that had visionary leaders were still paying salaries through the use of IGR. You understand? So it takes good leaders to be able to identify problems and profile solutions. So this is where leadership is key. You don't fold your hands and say, oh, there's a problem, I can't solve it. You are there to solve problems. As a matter of fact, when you are campaigning, you promise that when you get there, you solve problems. So when problems come when you are already elected in office, you are supposed to deploy leadership. Leadership is about solving problems, deploying resources to achieve goals. So if I need 10,000, I have only 5,000. Wouldn't I go looking for 5,000 to make up what I need? So it's not enough for the governor to say there was a recession in this country, because other states that were involved in recession, we are still paying salary because their governors found ways to augment what was coming from Abuja. So I still challenge the governor to have faith.
Really?
Yes.
And you didn't want to come out of a moving train.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to be crushed.
Yeah.
You waited for it to stop before you were elected.
Yes.
That is perfect and that's smart. ABC have adopted a direct primary.
Yeah.
What's your take on it?
No, Benue State settled for indirect.
Why?
That is the wisdom of the stakeholders.
How is the wisdom in that?
Well, in Benue State, I think the decision to take to indirect primary was predicated on a number of factors. One, many people have joined APC. Even as we speak, many people are still joining. So if you are to go by direct primaries and you allow everybody to participate, possibility exists that even hoodlums will be used by the opposition to disrupt our primaries and give impression that we are not organized. PDP is so desperate; they are losing their membership day in, day out.
But you're losing yours too.
Not at the magnitude the PDP is losing.
Wow.
3 days ago, people like Somo joined us. That's all. Former governorship aspirant under PDP in Benue. That's all joined us. Professor Eugene Legba joined us. Many of such high caliber politicians are just rushing into our party. And so, for now, it's difficult to draw a line between this and that person. So for us, you don't know to have issues with our primaries. We feel it's better to use this indirect where we can have some level of control. You understand? And also looking at the security atmosphere in the state, I don't think it will be safe for us to expose our party members to any
But
challenge.
You say everything is stable now that Tashako is locked up.
But will you determine with certainty that another Tashako will not emerge from PDP camp?
So are you are saying that PDP is the one sponsoring Tashaku.
I am not saying so. Otom is now PDP. Otom brought Tashaku, and Tashaku attacked people allegedly. So you cannot totally exonerate PDP from what Tashaku was doing.
Peradventure, you don't get the APC.
God forbid that I don't get. I am very hopeful.
Would you still be in the party?
No, I'm a career politician, and I have the spirit of sportsmanship in me. Much as I believe God that I'm going to win, should the opposite happen, I was accepted in good faith. I will still work for the party.
Yeah. Okay, so Governor Akume had alleged in so many forums that there were deduction from the local government, illegal deduction from the local government. Money that
are you sure you quoted Senator George Akume well?
Yes, I did.
Okay, go ahead.
I have the visual.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he said that there were illegal deduction from the local government money that came into the Benue State. He went ahead to say that there was some deduction from 20 to 25 million per each local government every month. And you serve in that capacity until recently. Would you say Governor Akume, what he's saying is correct?
Senator Akume. Okay, he was governor before, so you are right. Well, under my watch, money was not deducted centrally. But what our leader may be saying is that when money gets to the local government, probably the governor has a way of dipping his hands into the local government account. And so that I wouldn't know. But possibility exists.
And the local government account, you are the chairman of the joint account. You're supposed to be signatory
we disburse money to local government directly. So the governor can get local government chairman to bring monies. If that's what the senator is saying, that is not for me to confirm or not, because my job is to disburse allocations that come from Abuja to the local government councils, 23 of them. When I do that, my job is done. Between local government councils and government house, if there are some underhand deals, they are beyond me. I wouldn't know. I can't speak for the 23 local government chairmen because I am not signatory to their accounts. They are a tier of government. The monies that go to them, they are supposed to account for it. So between them and Governor Zanm, if there are other things happening, my sister, I don't know. So, and I can't speak for Akume, neither will I speak for Otom.
Will you tell us 100% that we will not get any paper that will come out tomorrow that you have been party to these deductions?
You can't get my fingers anywhere about deductions. That I can say anytime, any day, because I never took part in any deduction. If you look at the local government law 2007 as amended, which is operational up to this point in time, the law provides that at the end of every month, monies that come from Abuja will be routed through the joint account to the local governments. The essence of that joint account is for the state to also contribute 10% of their IGR, put it together, and then share it among the local government areas. Deductions that are done under the watch of the special advisor, which I happen to be one of, are known as statutory deductions. These are deductions that are known to law. This includes servicing of the joint account itself, servicing of the paramount rulers in the state, the Totif, Ochidoma. Now we even have first class, 10 of them. They are all entitled to some support from the local government. And these are centrally deducted through joint account, because Totif oversees 14 local governments, while Ochidoma oversees 9. It may not be convenient for the Totif to move from one local government to the other, collecting the support from them to run his palace. So the law provides that the joint account should deduct 5%, for example, of the T-speaking local governments and channel to Totif palace for his upkeep. The same thing to the Ochidoma. So if these are the kind of deductions that people are talking about, then they have no reason. Local governments can also, on their own, initiate joint services. For example, the 14 Tiv-speaking local government areas are now constructing a palace for Totif. You understand? So at the end of the month, they put their resources together and then channel it to the Totif palace project. And so these are the kind of deductions that I preside over. Anything outside that, I do not know.
Samuel Otom would have done better in that area to cushion whatsoever gap he had coming from the Federation allocation.
Yes.
If you were to be governor at that time, what would you have done to get this kind of wealth?
Well, for me, I do know that Benue is vast in terms of population, in terms of even the workforce. And I do know that the Board of Internal Revenue is supposed to generate revenue from various sources, including those I have mentioned. So if you are a serious-minded leader, you are supposed to supervise your agencies working under you. You're also supposed to suggest when you feel that something is going on wrong. For example, there is supposed to be a target amount of money every year from these revenue-generating sources or agencies. So are they able to meet these targets? If yes, now you have what you need. If they're not able to meet the target, what is happening? Are the workers who are supposed to go and bring this money diverting? Are these sources no longer generating? Or are there leakages along the line? You understand? And then you are able to control this system and see how you can generate what you need. But when you are always saying that there's no revenue, people are chopping money, and you are not acting, it means you know what is happening. Or you keep your mouth shut.
Okay, how will you describe President Muhammadu Buhari's almost 4 years administration?
Wonderful outing.
We are hungry.
You are hungry because you are not working hard. Because the president cannot take food to your kitchen. You have to go to get the food you want. Under President Buhari, a lot of windows have been opened for me and you to be happy. Let us take the agri sector, for instance. This government has made available monies through the Agri Development Bank for you to go and borrow. There are some monies that are warehoused in the industrial sector for you to go and borrow under controlled percentage interest, so that you are not exploited. How many of you have exploited these windows? And then for the youth, there's what is called Empower. Social security programs have been initiated by this government to cushion the effect of hardship on young men who are not working. There are school feeding programs for children in public schools to be able to feed so that they can concentrate and take lessons. You know, security-wise, this is Abuja. Were you able to move around freely under Jonathan, under PDP, when Eagle Square was bombed? Today, even in Borno,
even Wuse here was bombed.
Today, you can go to Borno and sleep with your two eyes closed. Boko Haram has been degraded. It has even been, eliminated, so to speak.
Not totally.
Okay. But I think things are better now.
Nothing can stop you except you. If you embrace the negative things, the fears, then you're dead. Dead career-wise, physically, and otherwise. As a man thinketh, so he is. You may even feel as if you are dying and you are seeing it physically. As long as you don't give up, you will live.
They advocating for the scrapping of federal character that is rather dividing us. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of federal character, and I'm not a fan of zoning.
Okay.
I'm a fan of meritocracy. And I want 2019 to be zoned to merit rather than geographical zoning.
Okay.
Because truthfully, that's one of our problems in this country.
At NAFDAC, I knew that Nigeria, the statistics we had was Nigeria was importing rice worth more than 500 billion naira every year. Benue alone can produce that much rice if you focus on rice production. So it means that there is 500 billion naira out there to be captured by Benue State every year.
the herders and the farmers' crisis very well?
To the best of my knowledge, people should be able to accept responsibilities. The president cannot go to all that it takes to take care of their security. If the governor prides themselves as the chief security officer of the state, what will you blame President Buhari for the failure?
But it's in paper, because they don't have power over the policing. They don't even have power over the military.
The governors need to collaborate and synergize with the federal government security agencies to solve security problems in their states. Nobody stops Governor Otom, Governor Makura, Governor Lalong, or Governor Bello from working with the IG of police, Chief of Army Staff, to control the security challenges they have in their states. That's why I say leadership is key. People have this saying that a good fish begins to get rotten from the head. If the head is sound, things will go on well. But you have a weak head, things wouldn't work. So President Buhari has done his best. It's left for the governors who are in charge of their individual states to play their own role at their level and get the results, instead of blaming the president for every failure. So when there are failures at national level, how does the governor go? Who will the president go blaming? So people are supposed to be in charge at their own levels and take responsibility for what is happening or not happening. So I don't blame Buhari for the failure of states. Will Ambode complain because he's effective? He's not complaining because he's in charge. So let us stop this blame game. Let us accept our own shortcomings and work towards improving on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have served in some offices.
Yeah.
Can you remember some of the achievements that are still standing up till now?
Let me start from where I served last, the Bureau of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. Under my watch, the Benue Traditional Institution has been reorganized.
Was that initiated by you or the governor? Because it seems the governor had utmost power.
How can you say everything that I did there was under the governor? Yes, the governor was the chief executive, but I also had some role to play in some respect. Where I have limitations, I have always told you. Where I was in a position to get things done, I could always do it, and I have to own up. So it's not as if I was a dummy in the place. I also had I came there with my head. And so I was able to accomplish one or two things. That's what I'm saying. The fact that the governor was the overall boss does not mean where I have played my role, I should not acknowledge them. No, I should be able to say, this is what I did. But what I did not do, I will still say, I didn't do it. Yeah.
Bad ones.
No, not bad ones. There's a limit to which I can accept responsibility. Where is beyond me, I say this is beyond me. Yeah, so I was able to leave some landmarks there. I told you about the creation of 10 chiefdoms in the state, 6 in Tivland, 4 in Idoma land. I installed the Totiv without any rancor. And in the modern days, where people are very conscious of their rights, if you are able to supervise an exercise of that nature and there are no issues, it means you have really done well. And I think I have the credit for doing that. And not just the selection, the installation also went hitch-free. And for now, until the bonus committee came and messed up the local government workforce, I was able to streamline it. I could say in Boko, this is a number of staff. In Gwe West, this is a number of staff. But before my appointment, there was no record. People were employing freely at their own will without recourse to the appropriate authorities. So I was able to control that. No employment in local government is now done without the due approval of the government, as the law provides. So these are some of the safety nets that I created while serving there, so that the system will work efficiently.
Okay,
yeah.
That's good. The money for purchase of phone seems to be very high.
Yeah.
And the not too young to run bill has just been passed, which gave Nigerian youth so much enthusiasm, thinking that President Muhammadu Buhari wants them to take over leadership. But as they turn and look left and right, they cannot even afford the phones. What do you have to say? What's your take on this?
For me, the money is not too big, even though it's not too small. If you want to be the governor of the state, and you have the support of your people, these are some of the tests that you're supposed to go through. If you are popular and you want to run an election, you should have people to support you to win an election. This support can come in various ways. It can be physical, it can be financial, It can be by way of coming out en masse to vote for you. So yes, 22.5 million naira is big. But somebody aspiring to be the governor should be able to raise that money. If you cannot, that is the first test of qualification on your part. So for me, the money is large, yeah, it's big, but it's affordable, especially for someone aspiring to govern a state. That is a very critical, level of service. So you should be prepared to get into such a position financially too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so President Muhammadu Buhari has recently told Nigerians that he couldn't afford a 40 million naira fund.
No, 55.
But it was brought down to 40 million.
Yeah, and people vote for him.
He couldn't afford it.
And
I do not agree that the president did not have 40 million.
I think the president was just passing a message. The president was saying that money is on the high side. Okay. And that is another credit that President Buhari deserves.
Okay.
He's always thinking about the people, not necessarily about himself. The president wants people to be able to come out to challenge him. That's why he cried that the money be brought down. And I think the party also did well by listening to Mr. President and reducing that fee from 55 to 45, a difference of 10 million. So I think the president was not just complaining about himself. He wanted the fee to be affordable to every other Nigerian that may want to contest, even against him.
But he has been given unopposed ticket to contest for second term. So he was crying
that does not preclude anybody from contesting.
Okay.
The party has said, yes, we want you to run. But the party has not officially stopped or disqualified anybody that wants to challenge the president. That is the right of every citizen and is even guaranteed in our laws, the right to vote and be voted for. So the party may have its own preference, but the party cannot justifiably bar or ban any Nigerian interested under the platform of APC from challenging the president. So these are two different things.
Why do you think the delegates should vote for you? Let's round up from there.
No, I told you I am the best aspirant out of the pack of us, given my experience, my weight of experience in public service.
But so many other people have experience.
Tell me. If I don't want to sound impolite, but I'll say mention them. I will analyze them one by one.
We are here for you. We don't have to mention names.
That's why I'm giving you that. Having assessed my co-aspirants, I have found myself high up there, over and above them, looking at my profile, because I'm going into this contest with my profile. Former local government chairman. None of these co-aspirants has that kind of background. Just look at their profile. And I'm also...
But they have served in other leadership positions.
But not as challenging and as central to governance as local government chairman. Okay. That, I will say a dog begins to fold its tail from childhood. That's where leadership potentials manifest. You cannot come from another arm of government without facing the heat that chief executives face. And you think you can do well. There are two different functions. So, chairman of local government 2 times, working as secretary of the party 2 times, and then coming from the executive council of the state, it has given me enough psychological, mental, and political upbringing that thing none of my co-aspirants has.
Why didn't you go into the primaries when Otom left PDP and came into APC? But instead, Otom was given the ticket without primaries.
That's question if the leadership of the party is not for me.
Honorable Titus Zanm, you were involved. You became MC for Governor Samuel Otom almost in every local government.
I was a law-abiding, loyal party member. When my party decides on something, it is not for me to oppose it.
You're such a smart.
If my party says it is Otom, and then I, being a loyal party man, won't say otherwise. The party said it for Otom, good or bad. That was the party decision. And as a loyal party man, I just had to comply religiously, without question.
And you didn't see anything wrong on the way Otom
Democracy works. Democracy works when the majority of the people have taken a position. It doesn't matter whether a minority is complaining. So for me, the leadership, which took a decision that was accepted by the majority, said it should go Otom. So it doesn't matter whether Mr. XYZ were opposed to it. So for me, I comply with the party decision. I said, when I beat my co-aspirants in the forthcoming primaries, I expect that they will all come and work for me, because this is a family contest. We have a common enemy in opposition, which is PDP, and any other party that may be fielding their candidates against APC. So I expect my colleagues who are also contesting to appreciate the fact that this is a family contest. So any one of us that wins should be supported so that we win the general election come 2019.
Do you have any other thing to say?
Yeah, I want to say that I have come into this race believing that I'm the best person for the job and I'm going to win. I also want to promise the people of Benue State that I'm going to have the best governor when I come in, because I live among them, I know their challenges, I know what they want, and when I come in, I'll do exactly that. I told you that Benue State is civil service-based economy. I will take the civil service problem as my priority. I've also told you that Benue State has comparative advantage in agriculture. As governor, I'm going to exploit all the potentials we have in agri to see that we get our acts together. Benue State is also known as one of the most advanced states educationally, and also take education very serious. Our own local communities that need water will be given water. Where roads are needed, I will provide them. And where power is the issue, I will do that. So that by the time I do my 4 years, let me make this point very clear. I am only settling for 4 years because my brother, my uncle, my former boss, Governor Tom, has spent already 4 years. They mean a block that I come from is supposed to enjoy another 4 years. So when I come on board, I will serve for only 4 years, and after that I am done. The slot will move to another zone in the state. So for me, it's a 4-year contract, and I'll hit the ground running. From my swearing in and IBB Square to Goma House, and I'll start work that same day. So I pray that God hear our prayers, and I welcome you to my swearing in 2019.
We will be there.
You're welcome.
By God's grace. You have heard it all. What do you think? This was an interview with an APC governorship aspirant come 2019 for Benue State. There are so many people. Will you be casting your votes to him when he eventually wins? Will you be casting your vote for him as a delegate to flag the party's flag that is left with you? But right now, under the comment section, let us know what you feel about this interview, or what more follow-up questions you want us to have with Honorable Titus Zanm. We will give you just that. Thank you so much, and God bless you.